Hey guys, JC Rangel here in Los Angeles traffic. I wanted to do this video. Haven't done a video in a while, so I'm back. Just been very busy building a couple of different companies, whether network marketing, traditional, and a bunch of stuff. So I'm excited to get back, and something inspired me as we're growing teams all over the world, building and teaching leadership and training and doing all these things is such a blessing. But it made me come to realize with a couple of people that I work with in my organization about coachability and being coachable. You know, and one of my early mentors taught me this, and it made a lot of sense. And even though he told me this, I still kind of fell into that place, which is about when you're coachable. A lot of times you'll see a guy or a girl come along and they're very excited, they're coachable, they're hardworking, they've got everything that it takes to be successful, to reach their goals. But people, those kind of people, most of the time go through these three levels. It goes to being coachable, then being uncoachable, and then very few go from being uncoachable to being coachable again. So what happens is that they'll be coachable, they're green. What you want to always do is stay green. So they're green, they're coachable, they're willing to listen, they have a high teachability index, and in another video I'll get into details about the teachability index. And then once they get to around $15,000 and $20,000 a month in this business, that for some reason is like a magic number to get uncoachable. Then they get uncoachable. And I remember when they told me this, I was not making that kind of money. I was not making 20 grand a month. And then when I finally hit that threshold of 20 grand a month, sure enough, I became uncoachable. You know, something will happen where you start making a certain kind of money, and then all of a sudden you're not really listening. It's kind of like you, and then what happened to me personally, I wasn't really listening to the mentorship. I wasn't really doing the personal development. I just thought, I just got to work hard. And I thought I knew it all. And I knew unconsciously that I didn't know it all. I knew that. But a lot of it was also ego. And it's easy for somebody's ego, for most people, for their ego to go up if they start making 15, 20 grand a month or a little bit more than that. But what will happen most of the times is that you kind of plateau, or your income will start going down a little bit. And you're wondering, you're like spinning your wheels, you're like, you know, what's going on? Even some frustration kicks in, because you're like, what's going on? I mean, I was going like this, up, 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 and then all of a sudden, I've plateaued. What's the problem? And the problem is that you're not coachable. And then what happened is that once I started becoming coachable again, because I had to learn that lesson again, I remembered, and then somebody brought it up to me. I said, you know what? I need to swallow my pride. I need to drop my ego. I need to become coachable again. How am I going to get to the next level? Then I started listening to people that were at making 5 times what I was making, 10 times what I was making, and beyond that. And I started realizing, okay, I got to go back to being coachable. When I started becoming coachable again, my income just went through the roof, okay? And it taught me a very, very strong lesson, which is to always stay green, to always stay coachable. Your business will take you to certain levels, but don't forget where you came from. And it's easy for that to happen. That's even happened to me where I've done some things that I realized, wait a minute, that's not what I teach, that's not what I'm about. Where even to my leaders, I've literally sat down with them and apologized to them, because at one point I wasn't that example of a leader that I want to be and that I teach to be. And we could all make mistakes, but very few people can admit them, and very few people can go from that uncoachable state. Most people, in my opinion, from what I've seen, go from that coachable to uncoachable, and they don't get out of uncoachable, and then they plateau. That happens all the time, and it's very unfortunate. Matter of fact, as we speak, I've got some guys on my team that are kind of like flirting with that area where they're uncoachable, because they're making about, you know, some good amount of money, about the money that I mentioned. And matter of fact, 2 days ago, I had a conversation with one of the guys, and he says, wow, it makes sense. And it's easier to get distracted. All of a sudden, they start going out there and having more fun and stuff, spending a little bit more money and things like that. But you've got to be very, very careful when it comes to that. So anyways, guys, that's a little tip I wanted to throw out there because I was inspired. I hope that you guys like this information. Go ahead and like the video. And I'll see you guys, as always, at the top, or I'll see you from the top. Take care.